So I'll just brief on our ethics and essay combination. So first, why ethics and essay together? These are the easiest 500 marks. So if you look at the breakdown of GS, we have 4 GS papers and then we have 1 essay. So we have 1250 marks here. Out of 1250, 500 straight is just from ethics and essay, and very, very easy to wrap. In my understanding and training of students, I feel that dedicated 20 to 25 days is enough to master both these papers, at least the fundamental principles of both the papers. What else should be done after these 20-25 days is just plain writing, practicing as much as you can and mastering at the principles. So 25 days of focused effort should be enough for both the papers. So that is why we have integrated. And one more reason is, if you look at essay paper, one section of essay is now totally dedicated to philosophy. Another section in essay is hardcore technical. That is where both ethics and essay match once again. So the philosophical part of essay can be enriched if you have a foundational understanding of some terms in ethics, of some principles that we discuss in ethics. Similarly, if you have a fair and healthy approach towards essay writing, a philosophical essay writing, if you can carry that depth in 125 marker essay, it will definitely infuse into your ethics answer writing. If not the governance part, definitely the ethics philosophy part. Ethics can be nicely categorized into ethics philosophy, ethics public administration, and ethics psychology. So the ethics philosophy part, the first 2 chapters in ethics, can really be enhanced if you have a solid capacity to write a philosophical essay in 1000 to 1200 words. So that is why we have clubbed these two subjects together. And next, coming to the second part in essay, which is the technical essay. I have a friend who gives this brilliant quote. He tells me that you have to write a philosophical essay like a technical one and a technical essay like a philosophical one. So a technical essay becomes very boring if you don't infuse some perspective into it. For example, if you're writing an essay on science and technology, you should be commenting on the direction science and technology is taking, on how science and technology is only a means and not an end. Similarly, if you're writing on nationalism, you should be quoting people like Harari, who have highlighted the issues of blind nationalism. You have to be quoting how nation is something we have shaped for our common welfare, but now nation has it has become an end in itself, and to defend the idea of nation, we are going to larger distance. We are even ready to fight a war. We are ready to impose violence on our own citizens. So these perspectives, these challenges have to be thrown to the examiner. Similarly, if you're writing an essay on economic development, it is of no use if you don't discuss welfare-driven economics, right? You should quote Amartya Sen, you should quote human capability approach. So this philosophical essay, this philosophical perspective in technical essay, again comes from an understanding of ethics. Ethics is for most, what should I say? Most students look at ethics in silos. But if you just see what empathy is, if you can understand the values of public administration, it's not just that Nolan committee, the value of public administration. You should be able to see that in each public administration decision that is being made, there are so many things at stake. Environment is at stake, economic development is at stake, public accountability is at stake. So the principles of the person who is making that decision, whether you are honest, whether you have integrity, are at stake. So a superior understanding of what exactly environment is, how economic development should not be skewed, will help you answer case studies like that on migration, like that on environmental destruction, like that on sexual harassment at workplace. So such superior understanding comes from a fair approach towards technical essays. So our technical essays be it on social issues, science and technology, political, economic, some sort of religion and spiritual, and then on environment. These technical essays will infuse into the way you approach some questions and most case studies in ethics paper. So given that these two are so well intertwined, and anyway we will discuss ethical philosophers, the thought will be discussed thoroughly. So I thought that clubbing the two papers will go very, very smooth. The course can take a very smooth way. So we thought that the session should be on 4 days: Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then Friday will be that's it. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Thursday will be dedicated to essay. Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday will be dedicated to ethics. So that's how we planned to structure these two in an integrated fashion. And next, coming to GS 123. Why GS 123 and which chapters of GS 123? See, so lucky that we have topics like governance in GS2, which is entirely the same in GS4. So in GS4, we have public administration part, which runs around citizen-centric administration, which runs around values in public administration, which speaks of accountability, transparency in public administration. That's exactly the topics we have in GS2. So finishing e-governance, citizens charters, accountability, transparency, RTI, and social audit, and what do these mean for ethics in public administration? So that's where GS2 governance and GS4 public administration gel really well. So I plan to cover the entire governance part in GS2 so that the GS4 becomes very, very easy. Next is social justice in GS2. So we have certain topics like poverty and hunger. Then we have education and health. Then we have welfare schemes and the approach of welfare. What exactly is development industry, NGOs, self-help groups? All these form the social justice part in GS2 again. Again, if you look at GS4, the kind of case studies that you're getting, so we need a superior understanding of development. What exactly is development? What exactly is women-centric development? What is NGO? How are NGOs responsible for citizen-centric development? So these approaches to development again are coming up in GS4 in the form of case studies or in the form of questions. And that is why GS2 social justice will also be done thoroughly so that you can answer GS4 naturally. Similarly, GS1 may we have women issues, we have urbanization, we have development challenges, we discuss about poverty, right? So all those GS1 social issues topics, which are again relevant to GS4 and essay, we'll be doing. Because you do women in GS1, you are done for women in essay. You're done for women in ethics. Similarly, you do development here, you're done for development in essay and done for development in ethics. Similarly, you do governance here, governance wala essays and governance wala ethics. Similarly, GS3 may we have topics like inclusive growth and agriculture. Agriculture is very, very significant for essays. It keeps up coming, and now in the context of farm laws and what is the entire farmer agitation that is going on in the country, agriculture becomes much more relevant once again. So the entire concept of agriculture in GS3 and inclusive growth in GS3 will be thoroughly discussed for your essays and for ethics. So the plan is to integrate as much subject as you can. So beyond 500 marks of ethics and essay, will almost be doing close to 200 marks in GS 123. So 700 marks, if we integrate them in a tight fashion, they can be wrapped in 25 plus days. So that is why this course is taking GS plus approach to ethics and essay. Because we integrate writing and tests, I think that should also put the tests you are learning, all the skills you're learning to test while you're learning itself. So this is it largely from my side as to why we have chosen to add GS 1, 2, 3 topics to GS 4 and S. and 3 days for these, and ethics we'll integrate GS 1 to 3 in ethics subject topics itself. Essay will go separate because it needs some sound principles beyond just learning, and that's about it. That's about it, largely. Do you have any further doubts? Okay. So I'm presuming the silence means there are no further doubts. If you want to reach out regarding any queries, you can always feel free to reach out at the rate C2S RESCHOUT C2S reach out. So we have a person dedicated to take care of that. So you can always ping him. If there's any further query, he'll pass it on to me. So okay, take care then. All the best for your preparation. I'll see you
Thank you.
guys around. Yeah. Bye, Tejasvi. Bye, Harsh. All the best.
Thank you, ma'am.